Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
Good morning.
Oh, you're doing resting Trump bitch face. Carlos did resting Hartmann Munster face yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, you'll have to fill me in because I only saw about half the debate because I was consoling Dexter for what seemed like hours after the debate when he heard what Trump said people are doing.
Clyde also seems like he's very interested in certain TV shows, so he was watching very intently. So I don't even know where to start. So, wow, that's good news for us. Nearly 60 million people watched that. So, Carl, we were saying for those of us that marinate in all this and think, oh my God, how could anybody be undecided? This is insane. Some people, I guess, are just, right, they say after Labor Day, are just now paying attention and tuning in and going, oh, wow, that guy's crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's interesting. The debates are the opportunity when more Americans are tuned in to one moment in politics than any other time throughout. 60 million is what, 3 times more people than either of the conventions on any given night.
Yeah.
So it's a big opportunity. And if you want to talk about a home run, I mean, it was bases loaded. It was a grand slam. I'm trying really hard with these sports metaphors. But she did an exceptional job. And, that was only magnified by how awful he did.
Yeah.
You've played a couple clips from Fox News the last 48 hours. And the fact that those exist tells you how bad it was. Because if it was on the bubble, they would have ignored reality.
Right. Well,
they would have just completely made up what was going on.
Right. I mean, it was, as we hate to say it, but the flip of the last debate, right? I mean, it wasn't Trump did so great in the last debate. He still lied like an MFer, like he always does. Yeah. It's just that Biden did so badly that's where all the focus was. But
Jared Moskowitz had the tweet that won the night when he tweeted, I have word that Nancy Pelosi is quietly working the phones to get Donald Trump.
I saw that. That was funny. That was funny.
See, tragedy plus time equals comedy.
All right.
We're all good now. I mean, I was going to say, here's another, because, you're a campaign strategist guy, right? You look at not just, debates, but polls and XYZ. But I thought this was interesting. Jalala on Twitter said, Trump will lose because he can't get close to the 6% of third-party voters that he got from Bernie Bro voters in 2016. And it just goes through the 2008, 12, 16, and 20. So 6.5 million people voted third party in 2016, 2.8 million voted third party in 2020. That's because, as I've said exhaustively, Trump or Carl, over the years, Russia really was the factor in 2016. It was their disinformation campaign that worked exactly as it was designed. And I think we're kind of hip to it now, the Russian disinformation.
Yes, and it was also the, see, I do improv. It was also the end point of a 25-year, multi-billion-dollar effort to shape the opinions of Americans about Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, regardless of what we think about the candidates, let's take this back.
Yeah.
The numbers don't lie.
True.
People didn't like Trump. They didn't like Hillary. And I'm saying people, generally.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but large enough numbers for it to matter. The same thing was shaping up for 2024, right? People didn't like either of them. Some people, right? Enough to matter.
Right, yes, and Trump got a massive assist from Russia, from WikiLeaks, and from James Comey, ultimately. Yeah.
And those things, by the way, were calculated to underscore narratives that the right had been playing about Hillary Clinton for a generation. Yeah. So it's not like they just said, well, do whatever you can. They said, what do we have that can undermine trust and make her seem like she's not telling the truth, because those are things that they've been working on her for a generation.
But also, Carl, I was going to say a massive amount of illegal help, as we see, right? Not just a hush money trial, the National Enquirer. I mean, Trump had such a massive amount of illegal help, cheating, whatever you want to call it. I guess some of the courts will still work all that out. But I mean, so I think there are a lot of factors we don't have this time. You know, like when Vladimir Putin says, I want Kamala to win, we're like, oh, please, mother. We know you want the guy that's going to give you Ukraine, right?
And we know that, Hillary didn't win by or lose by much, right?
Yeah.
Right.
She won the vote by millions, and was it 40,000, 20,000 votes? I don't remember. Across the states. So the other thing I'll note is that the focus groups were telling that we saw publicly, and they always tend the non-candidate driven focus groups tend to be a little bit more accurate, with most people who were in there undecided saying if they had to pick somebody coming out of it. I think the one I saw had 12 people saying Kamala Harris and 2 people saying Trump.
Yeah.
And so that matters.
When we say, oh, how can you be undecided and how could this even be close? Because I think that is a big part of it. Most people just don't pay any attention to politics like we do. And now it's like, I have to go, like, this is what was great about the debate is we didn't need the mainstream media. People have eyes and ears. They can see how effing crazy he is, like what we've been talking about for 8 years, right?
Here's why it's smart what the vice president did in the debate. The people who don't pay attention like we do, not that they don't pay any attention, they're just not following every twist and turn every day.
Right.
They have alerts on their phone letting them know whenever the latest news is breaking about the presidential race. But what they do feel is the price of groceries. They feel the price of electricity at home and the price of gas and all of these kind of pocketbook issues. They feel that. And that's why the message around like inflation is going lower and unemployment is at record lows doesn't work on them. And that's why they're undecided. So what did you see in the debate? You saw Donald Trump not say one thing to win those people over.
Right.
And what did you see from the vice president? Over and over and over again. Here is my plan for an opportunity economy where we're going to help new families. We're going to help people find homes and buy homes and take part in the American dream. We're going to create new jobs over and over.
Yeah.
Chris Hayes had a smart way of describing this on MSNBC. He said she would talk about what her plan was, and then she would kind of dangle and drop the chum in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then stand back, and she would watch Trump get his opportunity. And you know what was crazy is that he even...
That's what I was thinking. For someone that's scared of sharks, I was thinking, we're going to need a bigger boat. She's throwing too much chum. This is going to be ugly.
I think he was also putting electric car batteries in the water. And so he didn't just take the bait. He pursued it further, right? So everybody had opportunities to go back. He sought extra opportunities to go back and still dig the hole even deeper.
Yeah.
It says a lot that that he had to go into the spin room. He is not his best messenger.
Oh my God.
But he knew
By the
that
way,
if he went into the spin room, he would take up the oxygen and people would focus on him. And
I have a plan, by the way, for undecided voters. I saved it for you because you're, noted campaign strategist. We need to send John Bon Jovi door to door to talk the remaining undecided people off the
ledge.
bridge.
Yes.
Yes. Just, calmly.
Sure.
That's a fantastic story.
It is. It's
Yeah.
a sweet
He
story.
talked, right? A woman was going to jump in Nashville off a bridge, and the surveillance footage caught him talking her down.
He was there filming a video.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were shooting a music video.
Right.
Yeah.
And shows her hugging him. I'm just saying, John, come on, for America, go door to door.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these polls, Carl, I can't remember what percentage it was that I need to know more about Donald Trump. I'm like, what? What more do you possibly need to know? I mean, so I don't know.
I would enjoy not learning anything more about Donald Trump other than what his meal requests are in prison.
Yeah, this Vote Vets tweeted, it's just every day Carl brings a new. Donald Trump brought a 9/11 conspiracy theorist, Laura Loomer, to a 9/11 memorial ceremony today as a guest. So in a matter of weeks, he smiled with a thumbs up over the graves of our fallen at Arlington, fist pumps in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and then invites Loomer to a 9/11 ceremony. Every time you think he can't sink lower, he gets his shovel and digs deeper.
Yep.
I mean,
Leave it to New Yorkers. I don't know if you saw the video of the woman at the
oh yeah.
at the who she's like, I've been here for 20 years. Where the heck have you been?
Had a girl.
It just reminds you all the the facts about not just negotiating with the Taliban, not just inviting them to Camp David, but on the anniversary of 9/11.
Right.
Yeah.
He's such a traitor to the United States through and through.
Did we really expect Donald Trump to do something that fits the occasion on the 20 plus anniversary of 9/11? When on 9/11 itself, the things that he wanted to talk about was how his building was tallest in New York.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and I went down and helped a little bit at the rubble. He's always been
Liar.
such a liar. I've lived in New York I lived there since the 80s. He was such a liar. Everything about everything. Marla Maple's just a friend. I remember that's the first thing I
Right.
heard about him.
I mean, for people that don't know, they can find this footage. Donald Trump on the phone, just like you've seen a million times on cable news since he became a candidate. And they're talking to him about 9/11 as it's happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't say, like, I'm so worried for our city.
Right.
I'm so worried about the families that have lost these loved ones. Instead, he talks about how people are telling me, now my property on whatever street is now was the third tallest building. Now it's the tallest.
Always about him. And you're right. Kamala Harris, first of all, she made out he wouldn't look at her.
Right.
So I'm wearing my say it to my face because he still didn't say it to
No, he
her
did
face
not.
because he's too much of a see. But yeah, she looked right at him, and also, but you're right, Carl looked right at us. I love the line about I didn't ask when I was a prosecutor, are you a Republican or a Democrat? I asked, are you okay?
Right.
And that's I felt like she was saying that to all of us. Are you okay? Let me help. How can I help?
And we knew it was game on, the minute they walked on stage and
Yeah.
you saw him beeline for his podium. When everybody knows the first thing you do at the debate is you meet in the middle, you shake hands, you go to your podiums. He didn't want any of that, and she did not let him off the hook.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was
Perfect.
perfect. Power move, alpha move. Fantastic.
Yep.
It's just all she had to do was pee on him. That would be put it all game over.
Oh, God.
There's no denying it, the vibes are really good right now. But vibes alone won't save our democracy. We need votes. At the Grassroots Democrats HQ, we know what it takes to win elections. Knocking doors, making calls, sending texts, and writing postcards. If we're going to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and give them the Democratic Congress to pass their agenda, then we need to roll up our sleeves and talk to a record number of voters between now and November 5th. But let's be clear, we can't do it without you. So, are you ready to work? This is a fight for freedom and our future, and everything is at stake. Don't wake up on November 6th wishing you had done more. Join us. Go to grassrootsdems.org today to sign up to volunteer, and let's go win this thing.